Hello, welcome back to the Iron Man WoW challenge with me, Sheppo, episode now 66. And what an exciting, fun-filled opening this is. Me emptying my mailbox of sales from the auction house. We made a little bit of cash there, 44 gold, not too bad, can't complain at that. Right, we've still got loads to do in this zone, an unbelievable amount, so we're just going to have to get straight on and start tackling these quests. Okay, first what we're going to tackle is stimming the Arakoa Urdak slain. So we need to find Urdak, I guess. He's going to be around here somewhere. I probably should have scouted him out a little bit better, but as it is, we've just landed and we're just going to start killing Arakoa. And why not? They're evil looking things, aren't they? And they're kind of like crows with spears, and that's a horrible nightmare vision. Crows with spears. I'm not sure how a normal crow would hold a spear, but before we find out, let's just kill them. And hopefully, whilst we're killing around here, we're gonna find Urdak and slay him as well. And I think I'm going to speed this up because, like I say, we have got an awful amount to get through still in this zone. So let's get on that. Not that this quest is particularly difficult, but then again, the quests that I do fast forward tend to be the ones that aren't too difficult, the things that we can actually go and do relatively easily. We've also just picked up Lathrized stolen goods from this area as well, which is kind of nice. We have a number of things to pick up for him around the zone, so it's good to get those out of the way. Now I've probably bitten off a little bit more than I can chew here. My health does drop a little bit low, down to like 34%, but nothing we can't manage. Nice little bit of CC. Whack a bandage on there and we'll be fine. We've also got these kind of guys just patrolling around, just being a bit of a pain in the ass. Again, we've got another quest to do around here as well, which is to just rescue some children. I'm not sure whether we've had the Pied Pipe around here. We've also purified a stone. It's just, it's brilliant. I love these little kind of compacted in zones because, you know, we can come in, kill a few things, and they're all kind of related to the same quest. Or some guys there, hopefully not going to be stealing my kills. But this isn't. No, go away. Thank you. Just worried about my killing blows there, but it's still okay at this point. Killing blows I've mentioned before, but if you missed that from that episode, basically the problem we have with killing blows is that the WoW tracking website, or the Iron Man tracking website, it does track total kills versus killing blows, and if they're out of whack by too much, then it assumes that you've been doing things in a group. So if you've had lots of kills, so you know you've gained XP from killing things, but the killing blows is too low, then chances are you're in a party. So that's one of the things that the tracking website does, and it's one thing that I'm a little bit worried about, because what happens is as you're out questing, you'll just come across guys and they'll kill things for you, thinking they're being kind, which, you know, you can't really complain at them for that. But of course, it does affect long term. It can affect your eligibility at the challenge, so we don't really want that. At some point I may become ineligible for this challenge, and there's probably a way around that, in that I could probably party with somebody and I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it. We'll cross that bridge if and when we get to it, I think. I don't really want to have to think about that, because it basically means we've just been bad if we get into that position. Right, and I was just talking about first aid. We can actually pick up a next level of bandages there, which is pretty nice as well. And just general quests to hand in at this point, nothing in particular. Let's move on with the next segment of questing. Okay, so over on the west side of Auchindoun, we've got some more of these kind of Arakoa dudes that need slaying. This time I think they're kind of ghosts. We've got some spirits and a spirit raven, which I think is that the ghost or a raven? I don't know. You don't often see ghosts of animals, do you? And I'm not sure why that is. Because you would think there'd be like lots of ghost cows and chickens around. But you never hear of those, so who knows? If you know the answer why we don't ever see any ghost cows and chickens, you know, leave a comment in the comment section below. It's been troubling me for some time and I can't figure it out. It might just be that ghosts don't exist. But in Azeroth, or in Outland at the moment, ghosts do exist. Ghosts of crow people, which is ridiculous. That's kind of like ridiculous squared. At least it's not panda people. That would be stupid, wouldn't it? Oh god, I'm glad they're not adding panda people into the game. That would just ruin it and I'd have to stop playing. It's perfectly fine for crow people and dog people and bear people and cow people and space goat people, but not pandas. That just takes the biscuit. Right. So we've got more of these spirits to kill. Not particularly difficult. A lot of these quests aren't massively difficult. There are some in this zone. In the last episode we saw some that were a little bit tricky, but the ones we're doing at the minute aren't, if I'm being honest with you. But that's good, because that means we can just steam through them and get loads of XP. And we love XP. Oh, I can't get enough XP. It's beautiful and so tasty. Very, very tasty. And we're kind of like a third of the way through this level already. I don't think we're going to ding in this episode. But if we keep up the speed, we should pile through the rest of this zone okay. Right, now we've got non-dead Arakoas to kill. We're actually pilfering their eggs, which is a bit weird, isn't it? And some of them have crows in. I don't know. I just don't get Arakoas. I know they tried to kind of pad out the lore with them, but I just don't get it. So they've got nests with eggs in them, which makes me think that they're the eggs of the Arakoa children. But then when you break the eggs open, you get crows come out of them. So does that mean Arakoas are born as birds and then change into humanoids? Am I thinking about this too much? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. I want to see a little baby, fluffy yellow Arakoa chick, and that's the child. I don't believe they're born as crows. It doesn't make any sense. And also, do you ever see any female Arakoa? I don't know. Are they all female? I don't know. Now I'm watching this stuff back, it doesn't make any sense. So I think it's probably just best if we get out there and forget about Arakoa children before we get put onto some kind of list. And we're going to hand this quest in, and then we're going to move on to the next little segment. We're actually getting through these little play segments pretty quickly, which is good. Okay, now here's a little clip that I wanted to show you because it made me chuckle at the time. I actually don't have the voice recording from this play segment. But this isn't the first time I've seen somebody doing this. You've got a hunter here levelling up, and he's just dropping flares. He's dropped one, and we'll see him drop another one there. I don't really know why. Why would you do that as a hunter? Not doing any PvP, just drop a flare. I don't know. It's like I said, it's not the first time I've seen somebody do that. Whilst Garthis and I were levelling up our alts, we saw a hunter in a dungeon doing that as well. And when asked why he was doing it, he just I think he called me an idiot. So there you go. That's a good example of the kind of people that play World of Warcraft. A, don't know how to play their class, and then B, when challenged on them not knowing how to play their class, call you an idiot. But anyway, we're going to head over here to, I think we're going to go into this other tomb here. We've got ethereal nethermancers and ethereal plunderers that need to be slain. I think this is the second of 2 tombs in this zone. And we did the previous tomb in the previous video, and I was pretty worried about going into the tombs. And because tight enclosed spaces, lots of mobs, generally equals bad times. These ethereal dudes don't die particularly easily as well, which is a little bit unsettling, and some of them can, when in ice, can just teleport, that's a pretty amazing ability they've got there. So yeah, I wasn't particularly looking forward to going into here for those 2 reasons. Catty took a bit of a beating then, but we've got to go in, we've got the quest to do. We've got plunderers and nethermancers, and I can't remember which, but we only kind of get one of them frequently inside the tomb. So I think we're going to head in just after we've killed these guys on the outskirts of the tomb, because if we can kill most of them without actually going inside the tomb, then that's obviously going to help us out. We don't have to stay in there any longer than we absolutely need to. And these die a little bit quicker when you put Hunter's Mark on them, or they die a lot quicker when you put it into fast forward, as that's what we've just found there. So we've got a patrol in here, and we've got 2 rooms, and at the end we've also got these 2 guards. We've just pulled one out of the other room. We've got the patrol coming in. The ice traps are pretty amazing actually, because they last for about is it 30 seconds or a minute, but they last long enough that we can continually trap a dude if needs be. I believe there's diminishing returns on that, but usually I've not actually come into an occasion where diminishing returns has been a problem. Not on the Iron Man WoW challenge anyway, so we can essentially perma-trap somebody if needs be, if we've pulled too many, which is a handy little tip to know. So we've also got another question here: Vengeful Souls, Vengeful Draenei slain. The Vengeful Draenei are the kind of ghosts. They've got the blue smoky cloud on them there. You can see one. This quest is a bit of a pain in the ass actually, because, well, we've got 1 Vengeful Draenei, we've got another one here. That's 2 out of 5, and that's kind of it. I don't really think there's any more in here, so we kind of just have to wait for them to respawn, which is a real pain in the ass. And I'm just kind of checking whether I'm doing this quest correctly, which of course I am, because we've already got 2 without doing anything specific to kill those 2, so it would make sense that I wouldn't have to do anything specific to get the remaining 3. But yeah, it's a bit of a pain. I believe if you want to look up this quest on Wowhead, it's Vengeful Souls. This quest used to be very different in TBC, when TBC was current content, and I believe you had to do something to spawn the Vengeful Souls, and I think it's part of a quest chain, so people were a little bit upset when that mechanic to spawn the Vengeful Draenei was actually taken out, and as a result you now just get the odd 1 or 2 spawning, so we're just going to have to wait for those to respawn, and yeah, a bit of a pain really, being honest with you. Oh, there's one. It's 3 out of 5. So yeah, in the meantime, what else can we talk about? Well, it's I'm recording this as well, a couple of hours before I upload it. I guess I need to render it out. So the Olympics has just finished in London. I live in London, so I'm sure if you either live in London or don't live in London, you're sick of hearing about the Olympics. So you probably don't need me to go on at you about all of that shit. But yes, we've just had the closing ceremony for the Olympics, which is nice. Of course, I play WoW. I don't go to the Olympics. I don't watch any of the games, but I have got tickets for the Paralympics, so that's going to be pretty exciting. Also, at the minute, normally I have like a good few episodes of these pre-recorded rendered and edited together, ready to upload. I don't have that at the minute because I've just had too much other stuff going on with work and personal life to do that, so I need to get back on that and get these rendered and play some more, basically, see if we can get this series finished. I'm definitely not going to get that done before the release of MOP, I think. That's my thinking at the minute. I'm just not going to be able to get it done. We have Guild Wars 2 being released in 10 days now, I think, or maybe 11 days, and I'm assuming that patch 5 for World of Warcraft is going to be released at the same time. We've got Gamescom this week as well, which will be, obviously, the MOP trailer will be coming out. It may have come out today already, I've just not seen it because I've been at work. And I think Blizzard will be trying to deflect some of the popularity that's going to be, in the press that's going to be coming out around Guild Wars 2 by releasing the MOP patch. So that's going to give us all of the talents and abilities and whatnot. And that's the patch that's going to ruin it for Iron Man Challenge, because we're basically going to lose some of our core abilities. Okay, so yes, rambled a bit too much there, I think, about MOP. I'll probably talk more about MOP and the Iron Man Challenge as we get closer to the actual release of MOP, or the release of the 5.0 patches and talents and all that whatnot. But at the minute, let's continue on with the task at hand. We've now completed that couple of quests to kill the Consortium ethereal dudes and also the vengeful Draenei's, and that's a good 2 quests to hand in. So that's pretty nice. Should bump us up to almost 50% of the way through the level. And before we head off and start doing any more quests, I think we'll leave that episode there. A little bit of a short one today, and yeah, maybe they're going to be a little bit shorter for the foreseeable future. We'll try and keep them a little bit more condensed and interesting. If you've got any questions about how the Iron Man Challenge is going, or if you've just got questions about hunters in general, feel free to drop them in the comments field below. Always more than helpful, or always more than willing, rather, to be helpful and help out if you've got any Hunter WoW or Iron Man WoW specific questions. Okay, I'll see you next time for more Iron Man WoW Challenge. See you then.